Well, hey there, I'm Brady from ProChurchTools.com, and today we're going to talk about your church's website. Here's the thing. Your church's website is one of the most important elements of your entire church. And I'm not even speaking hyperbolically here. Consider this. Last year, my wife and I bought our very first home, and the house that we bought was an old home. It's almost 100 years old. Now, prior to this, my wife and I had never been homeowners, but as you can imagine, with a 100-year-old home, stuff breaks, stuff falls apart, stuff needs repairing. And in the past 8 months alone, my wife and I have called the following people: a furnace technician, a hot water tank technician, an electrician, a home inspector, 2 different contractors, a junk removal company, and a plumber. Now, just to be clear, my house isn't falling apart or anything, though when I list out all of those professionals that we called, it does sound like it. Anyway, the point is, the most recent person that we needed to call was a plumber. And when I was looking for this plumber, this is what I did. I opened up Google and I typed in plumber Niagara Falls. I typed in what I was looking for and where I was looking for it. And you want to know which plumber I used? Well, I used the plumber with the best website. And the reason I did that was because when I saw the quality of the website, I reasoned that if this plumbing company cares about the quality of their website and pays attention to detail, and the website contains features that their customers care about, well, then it stands to reason that they would extend that same level of care and quality to the rest of the work they do. Truthfully, if you're serving in a digital culture, visitors to your church are almost always going to check you out online, more than once even, before they ever step foot into your church. And your church's website is absolutely crucial. And so now that I've laid the groundwork explaining why I think it's vital that your church has a quality website in 2015, here are the 3 best options for building your church's website from scratch. Option number 1, WordPress with a theme from Themeforest. Now, I'm going to keep this video as simple as possible, no technical mumbo jumbo, but if there is a technical or more complex option on this list of 3 potential options, this first one is it. This is the do-it-yourself option, and this method of building a website is what we've done at ProChurchTools.com and what we've done for all of the websites that we create for our company. With this option, you're still going to need to buy a domain, and you're still going to need to purchase hosting for that domain, but once that's complete, it does get simpler. The most recent stat that I was able to dig up noted that WordPress sites account for 18.9% of all sites in all of the internet. That's a lot. Now, once you've installed WordPress on your site, I'd recommend finding a theme from Themeforest.net. All of our sites run using themes from Themeforest. It's one of the largest marketplaces of website themes, and what makes it so unique is that it is a marketplace. So you're not just browsing themes from one company, but instead, you're browsing themes from thousands of designers from across the world. That's option number 1, WordPress with a theme from Themeforest, the do-it-yourself option. All right, here's option number 2, Squarespace. Now, Squarespace is my top recommendation for churches. If you're feeling adventurous and want to work on the website yourself and customize some things, well then maybe you go with option number 1, WordPress and a theme of your choice. But if you want an all-in-one simple solution that's going to take the hassle out of your church's website entirely, go with Squarespace. Firstly, Squarespace is an all-in-one solution, meaning it has plans that include hosting and include domain registration. It takes care of all of it. It's incredibly easy to design your site, just drag and drop elements, kind of like you're working with digital Lego. Finally, Squarespace has phenomenal 24/7 customer support. So when you stumble into a problem, which you will, inevitably, well, they're there to help you remedy it. Seriously, Squarespace, amazing. It's my current recommendation, my best recommendation for churches. It's essentially dummy-proof, so even if you've never had experience with a website before, you can do this. All right? Option number 2, Squarespace, the I know nothing about websites option. Finally, if option number 1 is the do-it-yourself option and option number 2 is for people that know nothing about websites, option 3 is the early adopter option. And the reason for that is because this option hasn't even technically been released yet. It's called The Grid, thegrid.io, and it's set to be released in the spring of 2015. So depending on when you're watching this, it may now be fully available. And the idea behind The Grid is an intelligent website AI that builds itself. So The Grid is going to examine the content that you've created and intelligently create a website for you based on that info. It's like having your own robot developer, and the people at The Grid say it's the future of website design. Now, I think it's incredibly intriguing, very cool, but with that being said, it's also not tested. It isn't widely available, and so at this point, we're not sure just how amazing it is or isn't. But with that being said, you can still head over to thegrid.io, register a founder's account. You'll get a great discount and first access to The Grid when it launches in the spring of 2015. Again, that's option number 3, The Grid, and it's the option for early adopters. So there you have it. 3 ways that your church can build a website from scratch. I encourage you to check out these options and find the one that works best for your church. Again, I'm Brady from ProChurchTools.com. And of course, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below.